Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for BroadwayWorld. We're on the red carpet for PBS's Great Performances Hamilton's America, which is the highly anticipated documentary film of Lin-Manuel Miranda's Tony Award-winning groundbreaking musical, Hamilton.
This is the story of someone who wrote his way out of his circumstances and then wrote his way to self-destruction. I thought, this is Tupac, this is Biggie, this is a hip-hop story. This is my next show.
The $10 founding father without a father got a lot.
Alexander Hamilton is one of the unsung heroes of our country.
He was a brilliant man and a daring man who had a vision.
Hamilton had the core idea about an aggressive role for government that enriches us all.
Well, the word got around, they said,
Mr. President.
Hey, man. When you told us, I'm going to do a rap about Alexander Hamilton, we said, well, good luck with that.
Hamilton has this incredible drive, this incredible inventiveness. He's so relentless. It forces you to reckon with, well, what am I doing with my life? So I'm writing as fast as I can. Right now, I'm working on the second song in the show. I haven't figured out how it works yet.
It's rare that you do a show where you have so many places that you can visit.
Can I touch the desk? No, okay, I won't.
Hamilton's an interesting, self-destructive, lightning rod of a character.
Hamilton had the first major sex scandal.
This is like a soap opera. You can't make this stuff up.
Lin had a 6-year road for Hamilton. I had half that. I had a 3-year road, but that's still a long road for a documentary. So I'm just thrilled to be showing it to a room that big, in a room that means a lot to me and Lin. So I'm thrilled.
So take me back to the beginning. You guys are college friends, right?
Yeah, we met freshman year. We were friends right away, housemates senior year. So I've been around. I mean, I enjoyed the ride of In the Heights just as a friend from the sidelines. But when he started writing Hamilton songs, I was into it enough to say, let me start rolling cameras on this. So before it was even a show, when it was just a handful of songs and he was kind of on an album show, he wasn't sure, I said, just let me start getting it. So that was 3 years ago.
I mean, there's so much going on right now, and it's such a moment in history to be really celebrating this story and celebrating diversity and celebrating the fact that Lin has created just something mega huge and mega important. So it's kind of cool to see the world recognizing that. And as part of the Broadway community, it's cool to see the world recognizing the importance of Broadway, and it kind of, trickles in and seeps into the rest of us. So it's very cool to celebrate him and celebrate that.
I mean, this has really unlocked, I think, a group of people who might not be as interested in this part of history, but now that they have this this guide, it's just opened up doors to so many other people, and I think it's great, and it's a great a pioneering thing to keep doing this and keep educating our youth and all of us about where we came from.
Yeah. This is awesome.
It's going to be cool to see our lives for the past year and a half.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm the most excited about.
Yeah, it's going to be so crazy.
Oh, this is the first time you're seeing it.
We've never seen it.
No, this is all new for us, so...
Wait, that's all I can tell you. Just wait. It's so incredible. Yeah, I saw it already.
Oh, well, Richard!
On BroadwayWorld. No.
We're really excited to see it. We really are. It's been an awesome experience being in the show the whole year, and we get to relive it tonight.
Yeah. It's been amazing. I knew from day one in our first workshop it would be an incredible show.
Did you join from the beginning too?
I'm actually a part of the second cast.
Yeah.
I'm a part of the new cast. So this is really incredible to be a part of telling the story in the way and being on stage with people like the pioneers.
Did you join right after the Tonys? Is that when you all went in?
I did.
It's a night off. Here you are at the documentary. How thrilled are you tonight?
I'm so thrilled. This is going to be so exciting to see, sort of this process unfold. And film is such an amazing medium, and I'm really excited to tell this story, through that.
Yeah. Everybody's been so welcoming, and I really was not prepared for that. I joined the cast right after the Tonys, so I figured that everybody was still on that energy, but everybody was so calm and cool, collected, and it's been very great since I started.
I'm beyond excited to be able to see the beginning of the story of how Lin really came up with this entire concept, day-to-days, step-by-step. It's actually fantastic, and I feel it's actually going to help me in my character work when I actually one day get to play Hamilton as a standby. So it's going to be really exciting to see how it all really came together.
I just joined the cast, so it's been a month, and I just can't wait to see the whole process, and I'm so excited.
I feel like I'm also new. I joined about 6 months ago, and I'm a swing in the show. And I think that there's just so much information that we're also going to receive tonight that is only going to inform us on stage. So that's exciting.
It's special, but I feel like I'm with my friends. So when you say Lin-Manuel World, I just feel like I'm with a friend making great art, or helping him make great art, because him and Tommy have done such great work over these last 2 shows, and I've just been able to be a part of the journey. So that's really exciting.
At what point during the process did you realize, oh my gosh, this is going to be really special?
The reading, like the very first reading that I did, which was back when I was doing Motown.
Yeah.
It was just like a little studio in Chelsea, and it was like Lack and Lynn and Daniel Watts and Javi were there, and we were just singing, and like Nikki James, we were just like working on some stuff with our friends, and I knew then that it was going to be special.
Alex, it's such a beautiful job.
It's beautiful. I've never seen anything that Radical does that isn't really just the right tone and the right temperature and the right taste, and honors the work in which it's open up showing. It's a fantastic way of angle to tell the story of how this thing was coming together, and it really frames it very nicely. I really enjoy it.
No, this has really been both the most improbable and enchanting experience of my life. I'm a lifelong theater goer, and I never imagined that I was going to be involved in a Broadway musical. And the wonderful thing about working with Lin-Manuel Miranda and our director Tommy Kail and our choreographer Andy Blankenbuehler, our music director Alex Lacamoire, is that they all incorporated me into the world of the show. And I think that I had a level of involvement and experience with the show of a sort that I'm not aware that any other biographer or historian has had. Because from the first time that I met Lin, he was still starring in the Heights. He invited me to a Sunday matinee. I was very charmed by him. I was very captivated by the show, and I went backstage, and that was when he made the famous statement that he was reading my book on vacation, and hip-hop songs started rising off the page. And then he said to me, Ron Hamilton's life is a classic hip-hop narrative. And I'm thinking to myself, pal, I don't have a clue what you're talking about here. And he asked me on the spot to be the historical advisor. And so I laughed and said to him, you mean you want me to tell you when something is wrong? And he said with great conviction, he said, yes, I want the historians to take it seriously, and they have taken it seriously. And I have to say, to have the writer of the book, hanging around on the fringes of a show requires, I think, both great integrity and great strength. It could be someone uncomfortable, because my job was to, tell him if, he departed from the facts. But I have to tell you that in a way was maybe the least interesting thing that I did, because usually when I would say to Lin, well, it actually happened this way, he almost always knew when he was using dramatic license. But the wonderful thing was he never did that lightly, and he always had a very, very persuasive dramatic reason why he had changed things, so we got along great.
Yeah, Alex Horowitz sort of did an incredible job threading this needle of get a glimpse of the show, get a glimpse of the making of the show, but you also get a glimpse of Hamilton and how he meets the world, and people who have a really unique perspective on it, people who have led this country, people who have led our country's finances. My musical heroes, both in the hip-hop and Broadway sphere, it's sort of all of the ingredients are on display.
I was talking to Alex. You guys went to college together.
Yeah, Alex and I were roommates in college. So he was much smarter than me, because I didn't know what Hamilton was going to be. But he said, let me just start filming you writing it. Whether it's an album or whether it's a piece of theater, let's just roll camera on it. And that was, I am grateful for his foresight in retrospect.
I didn't know where you wrote half these songs. You wrote in Burr's house, right?
Yeah, it's literally over there on 161st Street at the Morris Jamel Mansion. So yeah, I would sort of set up shop in his bedroom and sort of soak up the vibes.
What did you write over there?
I wrote my shot. I wrote sections of Wait For It. It was just kind of one of my labs.
Yeah. And the importance of tonight, having this done here, where we are tonight, and doing this for PBS and great performances, what it means to you?
A couple of things. One, it's very full circle to be in my neighborhood. It's nice to be walking distance from the theater. Two, it's incredible. It's also another reminder that New York, all of New York is incredible. Do you know what I mean? Like, there are significant milestones in our American history up here. There's Morris Jumel Mansion, where Washington fled when he was singing Right Hand Man in our show, is up on 181st Street, the highest point in Manhattan. So it's, to have it up here and to have it in this neighborhood, I feel like it introduces sort of a new community to this incredible jewel of a theater, and it's a nice homecoming for me.
Alexander Hamilton is somewhere going, I created what money is in the bank systems. I got no thanks for that?
I feel like Hamilton reached out from history and wouldn't let me go until I told his story.
What's your name?